afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland, your trusted #1 source of comedy to entertainment. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Arnhem Checkpoint, a personal favourite of a map. Versus in the south, we got Bulat fighting for the Wehrmacht, the Germany, Deutschland fighting here for the, let's just say 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Versus in the north, we got VonClausewitz fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Armored Division, holding down for some resupplying when they suddenly found themselves under assault by the Germans, hoping to drive back the Americans. Bulat here straight into Jaeger Infantry doctrine, with sniper and infantry bullets versus VonClausewitz Infantry, heavy cavalry, and airborne company with triple infantry. Jaeger Infantry being a reasonably good choice versus the Americans personally, since if you're fighting against the Americans, you want G43s fast, since they do tend to help your grenadiers fight better versus the Americans, plus ambush machine guns also tend to be good. And additionally, the Jaeger Command Squad is also a very good pick there versus the Americans. So, and of course, late game, the other abilities are pretty neat as well. But particularly the G43s and the Jaeger Command Squad, I personally find to be of really good use versus the Americans. We got dart rifles out here for VonClausewitz. Sniper for Bulat is going to try and bleed out the Yankees here. We got barbed wire going down by a tank trap here by the CoH2 point. For the fuel, in the center we got Bulat moving up here in the east, Grenadiers moving up. And we got a more rifle moving up in the east. Looks like it's going to make a big push here for Bulat's fuel point in the east. Of course, it does mean if Bulat pushes westwards, Clausewitz is going to be in a bit of a sticky position. Of course, we've got the sniper here moving out, and in that regard, Bulat's early map control will be a bit behind Clausewitz, since with a sniper start like this, he's not going to be able to see a lot of territory. So he's really banking on just bleeding out from Clausewitz, maybe getting an early wipe here with the sniper, so that way, slow down things. Otherwise, of course, he's going to be in a really sore spot. But there you go, German sniper opening up here. Opening out on the rifleman. Not many a German soldier who was caught by the Americans at times after having shot at them would be shot as a sniper, even though they technically weren't snipers. They just shot anything they considered a sniper for a sniper, Little fun fact there. Anyways, we got here a rifleman on the way there for VonClausewitz, one man on the way there. Generally, in overall, snipers were quite unpopular alongside flamethrower operators. Generally, if you're a sniper or flamethrower operator, you were caught, generally you'd be taken aside and shot. Even if, the rules of war state you should be taking prisoners. Those two particular groups tend to have the rules of war bent against them. It's a little fun note here. We got Bulat striking up, trying with them pioneers, but running to another rifle squad there. Nice aggressive play there, Bulat trying to disrupt, even as VonClausewitz doing the same, in fact going for the fuel points here. Of course, he is going to be slowly only getting fuel himself, but again, it is a aggressive disruptive opening he's going for. And so far, it does seem working out here versus Bulat and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. More grenadiers on the way there for Bulat, points that have been secured. Note, he's even using this highly depleted rifle squad. Just as you might notice, it's far removed from the front line. And this way, it's also, if he has to retreat it immediately, he can also take a safe pass. So, nice work there by VonClausewitz. Even again, he's just one guy. You can still get a better usage out of it before retreating him. Saving in that way precious time. So, good play there. Bit of a tricky thing to do, I suppose, for some players, but it's good to keep in mind. Sniper so far with 4 kills. Definitely quick learning in his keeper versus VonClausewitz, which is great for Bulat, but of course, for VonClausewitz, a bit of a bastard. He will probably try to take out fast, I imagine. Likely push out either M20 there into aircraft after to counter it, and there we go. We got the platoon command post going up there for VonClausewitz. Back here, Bulat has yet to take up. He's just had grenadiers and a sniper. And certainly with G42s, G43s, and Jaeger command squads will be even more important, since he's going to have a hard time otherwise fending off those rifles in any situation where his sniper is not about. As you can see here, it's quick to shift the sniper to where, the main effort he is, where he's thrusting primarily. The sniper essentially acts as backup here, while the rest of his force then sort of move about. They're a bit more scattered about. So it's going to be down to VonClausewitz to handle this, I guess. Type of aggressive play here from Bulat. It's not something you see a lot from Wehrmacht players, though. It's a bit of a rare style. Most will just go for 3 grenadiers, MG42, then fast tech. But again, Bulat's style is a bit more different. Not super rare, but different. Sniper here with 7 kills so far, doing pretty well there. VonClausewitz certainly finding them tables turned on him quite aggressively here by the German army, by the 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Rifleman in here, and we got the lieutenant out. We'll have to see what he goes for. M20 or the anti-aircraft tactic. The M20 of course has a bonus versus snipers. As that we got the better direct choice. Of course, the anti-aircraft tactic is just better versus infantry and light vehicles. So what will VonClausewitz end up with here versus Bulat? Will he feel pressured enough by the sniper to try and counter him? will he go for other options? And of course, he does go for the M20. Will he try to lay down mines? Because, I mean, this could very well be something that Bulat isn't to an extent planning for. And even then, you can generally just get 1 2-2 to counter it. Probably also one reason why they're making it cheaper, because the M20 is, I mean, notably easier to counter. So making it cheaper, of course, is a good idea there for Raid. But either way, we'll have to see what happens there. But if we were to lay down some mines, that could be helpful. Sniper, they're getting veterans to 111 kills. That sniper has, I would think, not quite earned in his keep, but he's going to be close there. Very close. I mean, you sort of look at what a rifle squad usually costs reinforced, which you think is somewhere 25, 26 manpower, and he's supposed to kill those. I mean, that's roughly, I mean, about 280 manpower has got in there, and the sniper's 360, so a bit more, few kills to go. Entering, they're arriving here for VonClausewitz. I imagine we'll be getting armored skirts as well to help versus Panzerfaust and the likes. Like to make a nice company. Bulat will most likely be pushing for a 2-2 to counter the M20, since an M20 that's just allowed to run about can be a bit unpleasant. Are they moving down here fast? No armoured skirts. Might be setting up missions for other things. And there goes straight into the Grenadier squad, but there you go, 50 cover there, hammering away. Tearing into those Krauts. Goddamn Krauts. We can hear you, you know. Goddamn, I didn't know you spoke English. You know, there's only ones who only speak one language, you idiots. Anyways, 2-2 on the way there for Bulat. Grenadiers pushed back here by the 50 caliber wielding M20 utility car. Of course, he has to fix it up fast. Lieutenant Weeming in aggressively here, keeping Bulat a bit on the defensive. 2-2 almost done. He's definitely going to need a mine, I think, to have a good chance with that 2-2. And I imagine VonClausewitz must be expecting it. I mean, going for an M20 versus the Wehrmacht player and not anticipating a 2-2 is certainly very optimistic. I believe it rates up there along with believing in Santa Claus. And yes, my apologies if you thought he was real. He isn't. Anyways, need to pop into that M20 and speed away there. So, of course, the question is, how exactly does he intend to deal with it? He's going for armoured skirts, which is going to make it, of course, slightly tougher, but that does not defeat the 2-2. His best bet in this case is either bazookas or mines. He could also go for airborne to go for the anti-tank and to drop in. That would be one way of dealing with it as well. But for now, VonClausewitz here is just drumming around and just hoping he doesn't get caught, which can work to an extent, but of course one mistake and you're shot 1 M20. And for now he's yet to get rid of that sniper. There you go, Jaeger command squad out here for Bulat. Most of his grenadiers by then upgraded with G43, so the Gewehr 43. Which was sort of funny enough, the weapon the Führer wanted to equip every grenadier with, preferably with a scope as well. Of course, that wasn't particularly useful or practical when they had assault rifles. But that was sort of a little side note there. In the end, though, they could have most equipped like a few units with them heavily, but also just be used to the second in command of a squad or the squad leader that be equipped with a G43. So a little fun note there. Fixing up the M20 fast. Very nice work there. 2-2 moving out here for Bulat. Point there secured. Loss of harassment. We can see though in this regard, VonClausewitz, while he's struggling in some ways, at least the snipers giving him a hard time, he does have the fuel lead, but he has suffered a wipe. In fact, he's pretty short on units. We can sort of look at the populations. We're looking at 49 versus 29. That is almost twice as many falls in that sense, at least population-wise, he's got on the field here. And of course, VonClausewitz forces do pack a punch, but it does highlight a bit of the volatility of the Americans and how quickly things can turn around there when your opponent, you know, gets you hit hard. And it probably to an extent is why they're sort of slightly changing up the tech there, because, I mean, again, if you get hard counted, you do get hard counted as the Americans. But also you can be really strong if that doesn't happen. I'm guessing they're just trying to make that feel less like, you know, just hard lunch in the form of a punch. Here's about to get wiped out. That'd be another wipe here for VonClausewitz. Gonna hurt quite a bit, and yeah, that man is not gonna make it back home to Oklahoma. Heading west, we'll see with the Pioneers going for the fuel point there, so a bit of a loss there. Second fuel point cut off still. He is getting more fuel though than Bulat for the most part, and denying Bulat fuel, which is really important. If you can't get the fuel, if you can at least deny your opponent the fuel, that's actually a pretty good development. So theoretically, even if VonClausewitz is having a really bad time otherwise, he has the potential, maybe, just maybe, rush ahead for some armor, which would probably be his best bet right now, just pushing out a tank. That or, you know, getting down some mines. He has gone for weapon racks, but interesting enough, he's not going for bazookas. He is sticking to bars here, focusing on the anti-infantry fight. As for Bulat, I do believe he is... No, he's not taking out yet. Just me, for some reason, thought he had more fuel, and I noticed there was a fuel drop in that regard. But of course, he hasn't. So in this regard, VonClausewitz has almost twice as much fuel as a Bulat. So that's pretty good for him, particularly considering he's, got roughly the same amount of vehicles out. So that's very nice. Ambulance out as well for VonClausewitz. Help retreat, heal and reinforce his troops. Still on some of a doctrine. Again, airborne here could be a nice little help. Theoretically, heavy cavalry with the Rangers could also be of help here. Some elite troops to chew his way through the German infantry. Sniper with 22 kills, almost 22. 2-2 out here for Bulat. And the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. 595 from the Grenadiers. We've got the M20 moving about. Seems like he's intending to keep the munitions for bars and bazookas potentially. No M6 anti-tank mines being laid down to maybe trip up the German armoured car, or maybe another German Panzer. Sniper here with 24 kills, laying down the law of the Third Reich. There we go. Jaeger commands on. My God, there's anti-tank support. But that's not a tank. Shut up. We need something that can shoot up big things, you dumb off. 2-2 the push back here. The Lieutenant Sniper there continue to kill away merrily. 26 kills. And we can see VonClausewitz actually going for the anti-aircraft half-track to try and help deal with the 2-2. I mean, that's also one way of dealing with, plus the infantry. Of course, it does delay his tanking, but on the other hand, we can sort of keep up the fuel difference here between him and Bulat. Oh, no, he cancels it. He cancels it. Going for the echelons, probably going to go for bazookas. Which means he might have considered going for the anti-aircraft half-track, but seems to be figuring instead he just wants to play for, well, tanks. So he's going to try and rush out the Sherman here under the severe pressure that Bulat is influencing on him. A bold strategy for sure, and probably what I'd try to do myself in these circumstances, to be honest. I mean, he can get out a Sherman before your opponent has medium tanks out himself. You usually have a really good chance of dealing some serious damage, since the Sherman is really good as his infantry. We'll have to see what happens here. Soon at M20, we got the bazooka team out there for VonClausewitz. No sign of tech or doctrine here. As for Bulat, noting no ambush. Oh, he does have ambush camouflage on the Grenadiers. That's great. That's great. I mean, the thing is, if the Grenadiers are upgraded with anything that's against G for the feast of light machine guns, the ambush camouflage works great. It's only if they really do not have any weapons at all that the ambush camouflage bonus is kind of naff. But again, if they have any sort of weapon that fires faster than the Kar 98K, the ambush camouflage bonus is actually pretty solid. So a little bit of advice there. So nice to see Bulat is aware of this and is actually upgrading his Grenadiers that have been upgraded with ambush camouflage. Bazooka team then needs to get away. There'd be a huge loss if VonClausewitz if we were to get them blown away. And there you go. Nice rationale from VonClausewitz. He's in this regard definitely a very deft player. That is, he's able to quickly switch around, realise where his opponent's looking, and then quickly sneak about there. I mean, I'm sure he'd be a great pickpocket. If that, I don't know, where the streets of London in the Victorian age, I'm sure he'd be an amazing pickpocket. But we're in more civilised times, though England might be heading backwards soon. Anyways, fixing up the M20 here. Troops reinforcing, healing. Sniper there with 32 kills. So I'm doing his part for Das Vaterland. And there you go again. Hits the car point first, then goes to the fuel point. Really nice timing here. Since cutting off is just faster that way, even if it goes for here, he ensures his opponent does not get to enjoy the fuel beforehand. Nice play there by VonClausewitz. And of course, ensures again he has the fuel advantage. He's taking up here ahead of Bulat. On the hand is taking up as well. So we'll have to see who gets out the tank first, but I mean, if VonClausewitz can still keep things going, he should be able to get out the Sherman first before Bulat can pull out a Panzer IV. M20 so far has got 6 kills. Sniper, by the way, is still alive. Of course, the M20, the way person recently got it for, has sadly not been fulfilled. And if he loses the M24, that's going to be absolutely rubbish there for VonClausewitz. And the 2nd Armoured Division of Riflemen close being wiped out by the Grenadiers and the 222. Got the M20 Prime coming far here. You could do the Rector gun in front of it, but that would have gone in range to the Panthers. There you go. Bit of a sticky situation with the bazooka team. Helps him out here. Keeps the 2 from closing in on the M20 and taking it out. But otherwise, the Bulat is very much in control. Otherwise, keeping up pressure and enjoying the initiative momentum he enjoys. Good play there by Bulat. And VonClausewitz here remains, I would say, very much focused on pushing the one edge he's got at the moment, which is the tank advantage, or the fuel advantage, which of course is then hoping to process into a tank advantage. The problem is, of course, right now Bulat is getting so much territory that he can very quickly catch up. Because, of course, there's a bit of the danger here, and VonClausewitz is going to need to keep disrupting somehow. He needs to keep slowing down Bulat to ensure he gets out the tank first. If he can get that tank out first again, he does have a good chance here. Bulat, in the meanwhile, of course, is realising the situation. He's realising what is coming his way, and he's beginning to lay down telemines to probably counteract that. Really good force out there by Bulat. A nice read here from VonClausewitz. VonClausewitz, I would say, is, well, he's not too far from a tank there. We are saying 20 fuel away there. He's got 20 fuel per minute, so that's 1 minute away. Meanwhile, Bulat still has to build the Sapoma Court before he can get his out. So, I mean, that's going to be some time felt. Still, M20 just skirts around the mine there. Avoiding distraction. Close one there for VonClausewitz. Incredibly close here. Bazooka team moving up as well. Two being fixed up by Pioneers. We've got double Pioneers up for Bulat, by the way. Very good. He needs to get that Sapoma Court fast, though. Since again, he can't afford falling behind his opponent in the tank race either. Even if he's got, mines on. Oh! Telemine goes off, blowing apart the M20. A noble loss here for VonClausewitz, though he is close to the Sherman, so it's not going to be too horrible, I suppose. Though he is floating a bit of manpower. Some more infantry would be nice. Elite or regular. Going for a 50 caliber, and then the Sherman. Bulat is only now getting the Sapoma Crop. He's going to be at least 1 minute away here from the tank, and that means the Sherman's going to be at least... I mean, it does take some time there, but even then, I would say he's going to enjoy roughly at least 1 minute's advantage. And the thing is, in a game of companies too, a minute's advantage with the tank, if well handled, can be quite a bit. Particularly if you catch your opponent off wrong foot and they begin, panicking or flying about. In that regard, a minute can be absolutely devastating. Sherman on the way there for VonClausewitz. Mercer's rifleman number upgrade of at least 1 bar. Very good. Double bars, of course, is the preferred number, but in 1 bar. Well, there we go. We got a lot of G for the fusing out here from the Jaeger command squad and the Grenadiers. That is a ton of firepower being laid down here. Just trying to look at there's actually 3 G for the fuser 2. Someone said there's 3, and I'm pretty sure there's just 2, but I can't quite tell that. Grenadiers are opening up. 1 killed rather than they need to fall back. We got rather than the Grenadiers. See, we got the Panther on the way there for Bulat and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers sent in by the nearby 1st SS Panzer Division Leibstandarte here to support the 15th, since the 15th would only have Stuks and most likely Stuk 4s. But there you go. Sherman out rolling ahead here. High close around. He knows what his prey is. He needs to kill as much infantry as fast as humanly as possible. There you go. Excellent hit. Killed several infantrymen with a single high explosive round. Sniper them doing about 40 kills. I mean, that sniper has really made an impact there from VonClausewitz and his economy. Definitely good value there for Bulat. Definitely good value. 2-2 there. Very close to veteran 3 in the 8th level. Mines was up from VonClausewitz. Possibly in response to the telemine, I think. Either way, good thing to have. And we can see he's being a bit more cautious here. He lost 1 M20 to the telemines. And clearly Bulat has been busy laying down telemines. This is really good. A few good mines in the right place can really do a lot to, even if it doesn't necessarily stop your opponent immediately, can slow them down in that regard. Even slowing down an assault can actually have an impact. But usually the most dangerous assaults are the ones that happen really fast before then a really good chance to react and what then, and you're just all of a sudden in a bad spot. So, I mean, just by the sheer existence of mines, he is slowing down from VonClausewitz and making, him less aggressive. So, that's actually paying off nicely there for Bulat even then, even if the mines again, otherwise, get destroyed and disrupted. They are causing VonClausewitz to move more slowly. 2-2 moving up here, and, oh, mine spotted. 2-2 almost down. We got Bazooka teams back up. We got riflemen in here as well. Mine off here. Sniper gaining veteran free. He's a true hero of Germany. The German peoples. People shooting from afar, enthusiasts. Gunners need to fall back. We're into the rifle. They're both getting obliterated in a very much precarious position. Good push here by Bulat into the west, going for the cut point there with a lot of infantry backed up by Pioneers. Panzer IV, they're hanging back, shunning westwards, giving up the assault here as it is encountering too much resistance. And again, part of it is just, he waited. I mean, obviously he should wait for mines, but nonetheless, it did have the impact, again, had he, say there hadn't been mines, he just rushed ahead again. I mean, Bulat's right flank could have collapsed, but again, because of the mines, he started up the Sherman entirely, did nothing with it for several moments, allowing Bulat to react, bring up stuff, pretty much cushioning off the assault. So again, mines can be impactful in more than one way, and I think occasionally we should be forgotten. Even S-mines, large, signs can still be used to just slow down your opponent, make them more cautious of moving about, and that's really just the other part of mines. It's not just your killing and damaging stuff. It's the psychological impact of them knowing, my goodness, there might be something nasty lying about here, and most people aren't keen on losing it, particularly when it involves large anti-tank mines. So, a bit of advice, a bit of talking about mines and the importance. There you go, Panzer moving in, a bit of walking with the anti-tank in there, with VonClausewitz at Purloin from the German armories. Sherman moving up here, up flanking hit on the Panzer IV. There we go, another hit, could get the Panzer IV hit, that'd be a huge blow, and there we go. Bulat's Panzer IV is down to, well, a quarter of health. Main gun is out, this is huge. Bulat, I would say, definitely made a miscalculation. He pushed in his Panzer IV too far ahead with no support. Underestimate the Pack 40, how he can move about, and of course the possibility of the Sherman being nearby. Big win there for VonClausewitz. He's been trailing behind and anyways fighting a desperate battle, scrapping by here against Bulat, who does have the lead, but he got the pack, he got the Panzer IV, and apparently the sniper's also dead, so this is actually a huge series of losses for Bulat in a short amount of time. Even if he gets back the pack, he's in trouble, of course. In this regard, though, Bulat is not able to keep the map control, so he can still get on another tank faster here than VonClausewitz can bring up more armor. But even then, this represents a significant loss for Bulat. To do getting blast, but the rifle damaged half health there. Pack 40 wiped again, shown with 7 kills. Still no doctrine from VonClausewitz. We got 22-minute mark, and that's probably my biggest critique right now from VonClausewitz. No doctrine, no plan. I mean, obviously, again, it's like getting out at this rate with heavy cavalry just stole for Pershing somehow, which is honestly pretty risky, though. If he can keep up this magic with a Sherman, he might just be able to pull it off, and he's really pulling off some serious magic there, but still kinda, iffy there. Definitely not what I recommend. We got totally called in here. Oh, and the rifle squad will hit. Nice call in here. And here's the important bit. This is in the case why it's effective. Of course, in this case, it didn't quite work out because the artillery is kind of rubbish in accuracy. But he basically struck an area where his opponent was not paying attention. You usually have an idea where your opponent's paying attention because that's where they're moving their stuff. So for example, here, they're just grabbing a territory away from a combat zone. That can be a good spot to call in artillery. Though, of course, again, as you saw here, kind of inaccurate. He was closer to getting a wipe though, and had it worked out, great. So that's a little, another piece of advice besides the mining. If you're going to call in artillery, try not to call it in where opponent's actually paying attention. Try and look for where he's not paying attention. It's more like to have a nice impact. There we go, pushing it, the Panzer IV. We can see Bulat now is actually starting to get more, frenetic. He's scrambling about there. He's slightly panicky, if anything. He's, a bit upset about the previous losses. He's trying to quickly push back. He's not liking this development, so he's trying to push back hard against Bulat. He's trying to throw him off, but it's causing him to make these, miscalculations. He's overestimating his own side while underestimating VonClausewitz, and of course makes it only easier for VonClausewitz to defend himself. And right here, the Panzer IV charged ahead easily, took a lot of damage, almost got knocked out, and it didn't even kill a single soul. And meanwhile, again, it's just easy for him to pull back the tank, repair, and again, he didn't lose any ground, so that was not really good assault. Had the Panzer IV been moving in, there was, say, infantry support. Who knows how this would have looked, but again, he just charged in there blindly. So those are very important lessons to keep in mind. Rifle grenade off against the 5th caliber. Sandy did not do a lot of damage. I would say nice attempt. Still the G43s there are having quite an impact. Sandy enough on the rifle grenade there. Still forcing out the 5th caliber there, but isn't dead. 2-2 the continue fight here for Bulat and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. Grenadiers push back. He's sending a lot of pressure, partly due to, shall we say, his own mistakes. Oh, the Pack 40 rolled ahead here. Unsupported, unscreened. He could lose another Pack 40 to Bulat from VonClausewitz, which would be absolutely horrific here for Bulat. And this is also, I think, where we sort of see the issue of him not actually going for an MG40 at any point. He lacks any way to control the field. It made it very easy for every time, Bulat made a mistake. Clausewitz just used to roll in there, grab everything. There's not a lot to otherwise slow him down in terms of just, direct threats. And he's not been laying down more mines either. So, that would certainly, I think, be helpful there for Bulat. He's getting out an MG42 in particular. Now he's a bit more on the defensive here. Sherman in there, wiping out another unit. Bulat is starting to really bleed here. Sherman with eventually 214 kills. Fuel cache up here from VonClausewitz. I mean, he's clearly stalling for the Pershing now, but he's trying to push every advantage he had. He's considering this Jackson first. That's actually a good idea, but either way, even he was. Oh, there we go. He's going for it anyways. Getting a fuel cache to further support the advantage is really good. In this regard, I do feel like VonClausewitz has a good strategic sense of the battlefield. That's a strong thing to have. Bulat going for more grenadiers. At this stage, I might recommend Panzer Grenadiers more. That, of course, on an MG42. Otherwise, another Panther 4 would probably be helpful. And otherwise, you should probably try and focus more on the right-hand side, flanking about there. Or at least trying to keep VonClausewitz a bit more guessing as to Bulat's movements. The harder he can give VonClausewitz the time in guessing out what Bulat is doing, the better for Bulat. Rather than getting blasted to go for the cutoff point, Sherman they're down to half health. Need to be careful. It'd be a bit of a shame here for VonClausewitz to lose his Sherman so fast once he hit veteran 2. And we're also making the match hard for him to stall for the Pershing because if Bulat can just pull for an immediate local arm advantage, that's going to be pretty tricky. But Bulat is not going for any additional tanks when it really should be. VonClausewitz is right now very much fast tracked here on the way for a Pershing. Even though he gets a wipe here on VonClausewitz infantry. Still here striking hard left and centre. Even a bit right. Still no armour here. Feel like Bulat might be getting a bit stressed out. He's losing sight of a larger battle here, which of course is only making things easier for VonClausewitz in dealing with Bulat. He is super close to the Pershing here. Very, very close. And Bulat is still stacking the Panther 4, and that of course means watch the Pershing. He really should just go for the Stug instead. Pioneers flanking the 5th Cavalry rushing here away from Clausewitz in the west. Very nice play there by Bulat and his Pioneers. There we go, Pershing out, and Bulat has still not gone for another piece of armour. Bit not good there, bit not good. 2nd Armour Division is taking all in a good stride here versus Bulat and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. We've got the 2-2, they're getting more kills, backed up here by the Jaeger Command Squad and the Pioneers. 13 kills, landing in some good hits. In the west, German strikes at the Pioneers. 1 hit there, leaves the rest brutalised. Good chance of getting wiped, and then in the east we got the Pershing moving in. 2-2. Oh, he got the Pioneers and almost the 2-2, and the 2-2 bomb is not going to make it out of that one. Needs to get the Jaeger Command Squad. There we go. 2-2 abandoned. Jaeger Command Squad suffering heavy casualties to the Pershing as well. Needs to retreat. Pack 4 lands a nice hit. He might try to aim a Panzer Faust he had it, but could end up ugly for the Jaeger Command Squad. Another Panzer 4 and a Pack 40. Sherman flanking the Grenadiers inside the church. Needs to get the Panzer 4 up there. Of course, if he had another Panzer 4 sooner, he could probably come down the Sherman more aggressively. Shot fired, bounced off the Sherman's armour. Certainly some intense stuff here. Now it's Bulat's time to be much lower in population than his opponent. VonClausewitz has managed a nice turnaround here, nice comeback against Bulat, taking advantage of Bulat's foibles and providing a nice American foil. So we'll have to see where this goes. 2nd Pack 40 out, the 2 Panther 4s. If he can bait VonClausewitz Pershing into the Pack 40s, maybe got a nice target weak point. He should have a good chance of taking out the Pershing. And of course, he makes any silly mistakes. That's going to be VonClausewitz match. 200 points left. In fact, this will probably also another way for Bulat to win. Just keep the victory points, keep up the bleed here versus VonClausewitz, and something VonClausewitz needs to be, I think, mindful of. 92 points left. He's going for the western one. Eastern one is not immediately being threatened here. Oh, there we go. We got a Panther on a pack, but no infantry immediately. Sherman striking in for the west, backed up by the lieutenant. Pinlock machine being out of the Panther 4. Very good, very good. Pershing inbound here for VonClausewitz. That's going to be really bad news for the Panzer IV. There you go. Direct hit here from the 90mm cannon. Pack 4 lands a good hit there though. American Pack 40 moving up. Shot bound from the Panzer IV. Nice hit from the American Pack 40 in the Panzer IV, putting it down to half health. You could consider smokescreen here to just allow him to advance on the rifle more easily. Got that Pershing wing about. With only one Pioneer squad to fix up the Panzer IV's going to be a bit slower. He really should go for a Stuka here to bag up the Panzer IV's versus the Pershing and for the Sherman for that matter. Much more mobile, much able to react, and of course less likely just to be called up by infantry and wiped out in case things goes wrong. Gonna need to evacuate the church. Wooksook! Rouse! Ah, scheisse, they pretty much roused life there, and there you go. Down to half on the Sherman, sadly no target weak point timed off here. Could otherwise, I think, done a good chance of taking out the Sherman there, which would have helped relieve pressure off Bulat, who suddenly begins to suffer heavy damage here. He is slowly snowballing out of control here versus VonClausewitz. He's almost got the fuel there for another Panzer IV, which it does seem he keeps aiming for. No Sturmgeschütz for Bulat. And he's arriving, got a wipe on something. I believe that was the 5th cover that got wiped out. Almost got the lieutenant, but the lieutenant lives. The lieutenant's Batman, or whatever you call that, aide, lifted a tail, another tail. The lieutenant is dead. Went down against the Germans in glorious combat. I mean, he's probably setting up here for the Stuka close air support, which is not a bad pick there. If you can sort of time it off correctly, that could help here versus the Pershing. These guys are put down to 89. If we can keep up the bleed, that'd be great, of course. More rearsoms on the way there for VonClausewitz to assist from Pershing. Very good. Of course, all splats from more anti-tank troops. But I'm pretty sure it's used to prioritise repairing the Pershing really fast, and that's a really good idea since it's obviously where he's put most of his resources, his hopes, his dreams. And so of course keeping those dreams properly maintained at all times is really important, since the more time they're spending off doing nothing, the more of a waste of resources they are. So the faster you just get it back to the fight versus Bulat, the better. Bulat, there's a bit scattered, he's just not really getting any force concentration that can really sort of just put an end to either the Sherman or the Pershing. He's constantly spending manpower on anything else. In fact, he's going for infantry rather than more armour. That's definitely an advantage here, I think, for VonClausewitz. Bulat here remains in the defensive versus VonClausewitz. VonClausewitz looking for weak spots. He's looking for openings to exploit against Bulat and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. There we go, switching the Pershing towards here. Ways by the pushers in that Pack 40 makes it very easy for VonClausewitz to do some nasty damage in the east. He's pushed up force, but again now has to direct it to the west. Panzer IV gaining retching 2, pretty good here for Bulat, but bazooka fire from nearby house is quickly failing down Panzer IV. Pack down, bad news for Bulat and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers.
A capture point is under attack.
Nice hit on the Pack 40 by the Panzer IV. Pack 4 returns a hit there, Lieutenant moving in. Ooh, that was a good hit on the Lieutenant there, almost taken out, but the Panzer IV's almost down as well. Pack wipe, that's pretty helpful. In the west here, they've got the Sherman fighting pressure here. Bulat needs more Pioneers, but he also needs more armour. He needs a lot of everything. He's managed to land himself in such an awkward position he can't easily provide those things, whereas Clausewitz has got more room to just get what he wants. And again, here we can sort of see, in theory one in the advantage, of course, most of the reasons else for Belgium. You know, you just theoretically just quickly get the tank back and fight. Whereas again, for Bulat, both of his Panzer IVs have got one Pioneer squad to fix out. It's going to take ages getting another Panzer IV, which in some ways is great, but unless that Panzer IV is backed up by the others, it's not going to work out too well. So Bulat is kind of, I feel like, it's been trapped a bit in a vicious circle here against Clausewitz. Both tanks bouncing off each other. Partly though because the Sherman's flying high explosive rounds. There you go, penetrating it from the Panzer IV. 13 kills for Das Vaterland. Bit more pressure in the west, which he's kind of forgotten about. And there you go. Nice hit from the Sherman on the Grenadiers. 31 kills. That's 32 kills. That Sean's really done great work there for VonClausewitz. Excellent play there, and in fact, is almost ace. Pershing moving up here. Most of Bulat's armoured forces are not exactly combat ready here versus the Pershing. Then it is being pushed back. Panzer IV moving up, but there you go. Bazooka team expecting the Panzer IV. Nice play there from VonClausewitz, supporting his Pershing with his infantry. And there you go, GG, game over. Bulat realises this game is over. Pulls back. A loss for the German army, a victory for the American armed forces. He nasty fight. He went several times. It was actually close for Clausewitz to lose this, but he was actually able to pull through, partly obviously through an overall better strategic grasp from the field, disrupting fuel income for his opponents, slowly pulling ahead there. And additionally, I also think he's, a bit more cooler nerves, whereas Bulat at times got a bit hot-blooded, threw himself out there. Cost in particular, the first Panzer was a really crucial loss there, alongside the sniper. And that really, I think, just allowed VonClausewitz to slowly pull back. That addition with some other smaller strategic mishaps as the game went on, I think just further undermined Bulat's, a chance of winning. The loss of the Pioneers, so he couldn't repair his tanks faster. That he kept going for Panzer IVs, no Stuks, and I also feel like the lack of Panzer canoes is not doing him a lot of good. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, share with your friends, your family, with everyone. This is Napoleon signing off. And remember, of course, if you do subscribe, remember to press the bell. Hell, if you have already subscribed but haven't pressed it, press it so you actually get the video and the updates about it. This is Napoleon signing off, and see you all tomorrow for a nice episode. Bye.